Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Michael Aka Rickshaw, and welcome to Worship and Tribute Nerd. Today, I have a special guest. We're in a van down by the river, and I'm with my good friend, Adam Warren.
Hi.
Hello, Adam. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm still deciding if I want to look at all them or you.
All them? Those people?
Yes.
All right. You could look at me or you could look at them. It doesn't matter. Some people are going to be hearing this on a podcast.
Oh.
And some people are going to be watching it on YouTube. So
Okay.
Either way, you will be heard. A man once told me audio is way more important than video. You know why?
Why?
Let's just say you were watching a movie and the audio fell out. You wouldn't be able to make out what's going on the screen, but if the video fell out and you still heard all the conversations, you still could, you could still tell what's going on.
That's a kernel of knowledge that I'm going to take with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so you got to focus on the audio more than the video.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that say about stage performance, though? Does that correlate?
I mean, I guess it has some of the same principles, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't hear the vocalist, then, you know what I mean?
That'd be awesomely funny.
Right. Anyways, Adam, you're out here. We're out here in Austin, Texas, and you guys are on tour. How's the tour been going so far?
It's good. It's the third day, so as good as being early in the tour, I think, could go. The bands on the tour are... Can we swear on this?
Yeah, you could swear all you want.
Okay, I won't. The bands are Scumfuck, By the Thousands, and Gamma Sector.
Do you think it's hard to book as a band called Scumfuck? And
I think that kind of shows what the band is like.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
They just are going to do their thing.
Right. I feel like Oceano's a little ambiguous. Like what genre is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and
there is a Latin musician or a group named Oceano.
Oh, really?
Or Oceano.
Oh, nice. So there's probably someone in Europe that's like, I cannot wait to listen to this relaxing Oceano.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what's this?
I guess we should specify that.
Right.
That's not what my Oceano
Right,
does.
right. It's not, you're not easy listening. But, well, to some, if you're a metalhead, it could be easy listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Calms the brother down after work.
There's been people that literally have said that. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I go to sleep to like your music, or have you ever had that? Like, I want to know that for your musical endeavors. Has that ever happened?
No one has said they go to bed to I Wrestled a Bear once.
Awesome.
But I mean, I was even that kid though. I would put on some albums when I went to bed, and then like for a while, I guess it worked. But then after a little bit, I was like, all this does is make me want to get into the music and stay up all night. So I stopped doing that shit. But yeah, so the tour's going good. You're a video game collector. How many places have you stopped so far on this tour?
0.
0? What's wrong with you?
Oh, okay. This is my brag of the tour.
All right.
So far. And it's not that impressive. But I found a $6 gaming monitor that we have set up at the merch table. So we have like Smash and Mario Kart.
Oh,
that's
tight.
the most. I did go looking for potentially games, and I've came out with a cheap monitor.
Tight. So you have gaming set up at the merch?
Yeah, a Switch. We have a Switch at merch.
That's some new shit, man. That's some next level shit. You know what's up. Draw the kids in, and then you're like, hey, buy a shirt, dude. You want to buy a shirt? If I beat your ass at this game, you got to buy a shirt.
Yeah, they're supposed to win a post if we need to make a sign, but me and Chris are the best carders on the band. So if they can beat one of us, whoever's a representative at that point, they'll win a free signed poster.
The band itself is like, it's kind of a nerdy thing, right? There's a lot of lyrics about aliens and shit like that.
I guess I've never really thought about that. But
yeah.
I've never looked at it that way.
Right. What way did you look at it?
It's weird because this is what's weird about this content. I want to throw. Can I throw this in real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's weird because I've never done an interview that I know has a very open, welcoming to like nerdy geek culture stuff. Right. So when I'm on stream, when we go into those topics, I'm like, we're only gonna go so far,
right.
because on stream it's like there's no one there to cut me off. Like whoa, shut up,
yeah.
let's move on.
Right.
But okay, I'll indulge.
Yeah.
I'll humor.
Yes.
I felt like I just write about what I feel needs to be said.
Right.
So I've never looked at like Contagion, that album for us. It was, I love zombie movies.
Right.
And I've always just been drawn to that. And that's the most I'll go with survival horror or anything.
Yeah.
But I love that stuff, but I wanted to couple it with just what I feel how the world is, and like all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's how it was written. And then you're bringing that up, and I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah. I am showing the nerdy side in the music.
Right. I mean, a lot of people really don't realize it, but like lots of metal underneath the like, we're heavy and we're on stage looking crazy. Like there's usually a lot of nerdiness and a lot of thought put behind it to where it could be perceived as nerdy once you learn about it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, my girlfriend was like, she didn't listen to metal, but then when I showed her metal, she was like, oh yeah, this is way more interesting than a lot of music, because if you really pay attention, it's like everyone at their most nerdy at their instrument. You know what I mean? Like they're just shredding, or you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, but yeah, I've always liked your themes, for your albums, and especially some of the alien stuff. That shit's cool to me. So, especially on the shirts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really looked at it that way, but it definitely all comes together.
So you also have a Twitch now, right?
Yes.
And it's let's hear about it.
It's, you can find it at twitch.tv/Blaq Mario with a Q, so BLAQ Mario MARIO.
And how did that come about?
Well, I had a lot of people that were telling me, like, family. I don't even like to call them fans. So like family, people that like support the band and myself and stuff. They're saying like, oh, you're a collector of games. You like games and all that stuff. You should check out Twitch. And I was always just really stubborn about it. Just like, I'll get to it. I'm just touring. I'll focus on that. And then I got bored one day and was like, let's try it out. And just Xbox now has, where you can stream straight from your Xbox, and
right?
Stream and Twitch, and I just put the mic on and just kind of talked to nobody, but it just felt natural.
Right.
And I started from there.
See, I have a big problem with. I've thought of that before, but like I noticed that if anyone's talking to me when I'm playing, like my game goes to shit, right? So there's times where someone's like, "Hey hey Mike, tell me that story," and I'm like playing like Sekiro. And I'm like, it's like pretty intense game, pretty like hard, and I would just be like, I'm fucking dying, over here. You know what I mean? Like, so
I don't think I've ever seen a streamer like for those kind of games that could hold just like grind a conversation while like playing those kind of games.
I've seen some walkthroughs of some people, but even when they start talking, they start being like, oh shit, I need to focus. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, those games are a big grind. But you play lots of some Mario. Is that like your only game that you play, or?
No. So.
But you stick to a lot of Nintendo, though, right?
Yeah, Nintendo is the emphasis, and in my like weird, psychotic, alternate type of thought, us even talking about Blaq Mario wouldn't be a thing, because Blaq Mario exists outside of the realm of me as Adam Warren.
Right.
So like it's basically Blaq Mario is basically if Super Mario didn't exist, there's another dimension where Blaq Mario exists.
Right.
But Blaq Mario is aware that there was a Super Mario that exists in another dimension.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that's how it works. It's like we acknowledge each other, but we are not.
You're not the same person. Yeah. Right, yeah, okay. Right, gotcha. That's awesome, honestly. I like that. I like the way you're approaching that, for sure. But in this realm was Oceano kind of something that you got the fans from Oceano to come over and follow Blaq Mario, or did you keep them completely separate for a while?
It was kind of like a both.
Right.
I definitely that's there. You know, like the platform was there to hopefully catapult off of.
Right.
And then, but that's when I started streaming. As I was streaming first as Adam Oceano.
Right.
And probably I think I did a year of that. And then that's when I was like, well, I want this to be possibly something that can be a real career for me.
Right.
When, you know, I'm 50 years old. I don't know if Blaq is 50 when I'm 50, but you know what I mean.
Well, you know,
like,
yeah.
When I'm done and touring and
I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, you know, you get, like, we are the type of people that want to do what we like to do and make a career out of it. That's part of the reason that we've played in bands and stuff like that. Like, just doing what you love and making some grip doing it is like the American dream. I can't. Most people probably have forgotten that, but but like that's seriously is the American dream. You know what I mean? And we've gotten to a day and age where it's like money, 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 and then us artists are still trying to do art and make money from it, and it's hard out there, but we do what we got to do. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people they view us like we make a shit ton of money, and I'm like, who the fuck you been talking to? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Because we're just holding on. You know, we're eating. You know, we're still eating McDonald's and shit.
I not because I have to, but I still happily eat ramen. And if I had more money than I typically do, I probably wouldn't be that way. But I love ramen.
Right. Yeah.
I guess you can't take the hood out of the cat, but so that would probably still be there.
Well, I mean, you know, like even me, like I live normal now. I work a normal job, and you know, and if I'm on the go, I'm still like, man, I guess I gotta grab a fucking $1 burger from McDonald's or something, you know what I mean, just to hold me over. Like, it's not my choice. Like, in the end, if I was a rich person and if I was, you know, a little more liquid, then I'd probably eat healthier. I'd probably eat fancier, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going on some tangents. I like that.
Oh.
Tangents are very welcome here at Worship.
That's all I do on my stream.
Oh yeah. Without tangents, who would we be?
Those are just, we're going into alternate dimensions with every conversation.
Exactly. So, so you used to be a wrestler, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But not a pro wrestler.
Not a pro. But
there was a rumor that was going around. I remember a long time ago.
Right.
That I was a pro wrestler, or that I trained to be a pro wrestler, and it was actually that I was going to, if I didn't pursue music. Right.
So did you have, in that area, did you have some like things picked out? Did you have a persona? Did you have a vibe or anything like that?
I don't know. Because when I backyard wrestled, guess there's that. We should probably talk about, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I was really big into, you know, WWF, WWE, all of it. WCW,
as was I at the right time.
Even like some indies and stuff.
Yeah. The NWO era was like caught my attention pretty hard.
NWO, like DX.
Yeah.
NWO, Attitude Era.
Right.
I got in a little before that. Like.
Right.
I remember. Maybe it was the start of Attitude. My first one that I watched was when Mike Tyson was literally face to face with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I like hit the freaking remote. That was the first thing I saw was Mike Tyson face to face with Stone Cold, and that's when I was hooked. I was like, what's about to happen here? Holy shit. Yeah. Mike Tyson with this fucking crazy looking white man. Yeah. There's some shit gonna pop off.
What if you were, okay, so you said you didn't really have a persona ready when you were wrestling, or did you have one?
Yeah. So what would you do? Wrestled. Yeah, I backyard wrestled. I also did high school amateur wrestling. Like
what normal people think of wrestling before they turn on the TV or whatever.
Yeah. So I did that, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to be a pro wrestler because I was really into that. So it was kind of like a give and take kind of thing. I could use that to learn the real wrestling and then hopefully become a pro wrestler when I got older. And so backyard wrestling was the other side of that.
Yeah.
And my name was Hellraiser with a Z.
Right.
So
was that inspired by the Cenobites and the Hellraiser movies, maybe? Little?
by name.
Yeah.
But it was mostly because of Stone Cold.
Oh, okay.
The
tight.
rebranding and how to spell it was because of that, but it was Stone Cold.
Did you have a voice?
Kinda.
Well, we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna find that voice today. What if you were to do, say that Adam right now, with all the things you've done and all the places you've been, if someone was like, "Yo, give me that wrestler persona right now," what would you model it after?
I mean, I could do it.
Let's do it. I want you to look at that camera and tell everybody to follow your Twitch or get your ass kicked in wrestler voice right now. Go.
Wrestler voice. I was preparing more for a shit talking one.
Okay,
a return one. I'm good. I'm good with the return ones.
Okay, so I'll go first because mine has always been. I've always had a macho man. That's what I would model mine after. So if I was to talk, I would definitely tell you to follow me at Worship and Tribute Nerd, or I'll see you at SummerSlam. And what would you have to say about that?
Well, you know what I'd have to say, Ricky. I'd say that'd be a good idea. But let me tell you why it'd be a good idea. It'd be a good idea because there's quality content. And you know what you need out of a good YouTube channel? You need content. What do you need out of a good television show? What do you need out of a good experience? What do you need when you're banging your wife? You need quality content.
I feel you on that one, brother. I feel you. And I would tell people, if you're coming home from work and you want to watch someone playing on their Nintendo and you want to see them kick that game's ass, you turn it to Blaq Mario.
I feel like I was at church with yours a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hallelujah, brother. But yeah, wrestling voice. I started as I want to incorporate wrestler voice every now and then because I had an idea for roommate problems in wrestler voice, and you just leave video messages for your roommates talking shit. You know what I mean? You're like, you didn't do the fucking dishes again. Ooh, and I'm starting to heat up.
That would be really good, Macho Man doing that.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
The whole you know that you didn't do. He does those little like. What are you saying?
Right.
I can't hear you right now.
Yeah. I've always wanted to start a sandwich place, but it's all wrestling themed, and our number one seller would be the Macho Ham Randy sandwich. So yeah, Hulk Hoagie. That's a good one.
What
too.
would the name of it be though?
I don't know, dude.
I'm just gonna throw it into the mix.
Go ahead.
Slammies was the first thing I thought of.
Oh shit, Slammies.
I don't know why.
Yeah, Summer Slammies.
Yeah.
Cage match. I don't know. So, Adam.
Yep.
Aside from the Twitch, aside from gaming, what kind of nerdy shit you got going on in your life? I know.
We're gonna throw this into a direction you never thought would get tossed.
I'm ready for it, dude.
I'm not even ashamed, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been watching with my girlfriend, but I watch it by myself. I've been watching 90 Day Fiance. I'll admit it. I'm right there in front of everybody. Fuck. Damn it.
No, I didn't. It's fine. I don't know what that is, but let me know. Let me know. What is it?
Oh God. Only. I feel bad saying, but these people. If I thought I didn't have my life together, these people do not have it together at all. But it's kind of like it's a show that will depress you. It'll bring you hope. It'll make you cry a little bit. But let's go back to the first thing I said. These people do not have it fucking together.
Well, I mean, I like my girlfriend makes me watch like The Bachelor every now and then.
I love that
shit.
too.
And I just can't believe the lengths of like emotion that these people have. You know what I mean? Or the desperate things they'll do.
Fuck no. I wouldn't do that shit.
Yeah. It's like, dude, like I'm an overweight fucking half ugly motherfucker, you know, and I wouldn't do the bullshit they do for some of these chicks. You know what I mean? Like,
you want to sign up to get your heart broken for fucking? I don't even know how long they're on that show.
I mean, Vacation. That sounds great. That's the only part.
Heartbreak,
really.
Vacation.
Right. I'd be one of those characters that's just like, they'd be like, "Where is he at?" And I'm like in the middle of the ocean by myself, drinking, like double fisted or something.
I would, the alcoholic that they just kick off.
Right. And they'd be like, "What is he doing with those exotic animals? Like, we're not supposed to pet those things."
The coolest person on the show would be the one they kick off because just way too much anarchy going on for their structure.
Right. So what is the premise of the 90-day? I mean, pretty much same thing, but
it's basic. There's so many different spin-offs of it too. Like, but basically, people who have fallen in love through, usually it's the internet. They go to meet their significant other, and usually they decide that one of them wants to move to the other's respective country. It's for the one I'm watching, it's the U.S. They've had other ones where they go the other way, but the typical one is the U.S. and they have 90 days once they arrive in the States for the fiance visa to get married, so that they can become a legal citizen.
Okay.
So within that 90 days, they're discovering for the first time, you know, some of them have only met and hung out, you know, and fallen in love in like a week or 2 weeks.
Right.
And they're basically discovering their relationship in 9 days to decide if they want to get married. If not, then that son of a bitch is going back home.
It moves real fast in reality TV. You know what I mean? Like, real reality ain't shit compared to reality TV with the fucking 5-day falling in love and shit. Yeah. Or like the fact that they're like, whenever one person is like having sex with more than one person, like, it's a fucking big deal, you know? Like, fucking, you broke my heart. It's fucking over. Like, no, the show's still going. Yeah. It's not over. We will see each other every day.
Oh, man. Those shows are rough.
All right, so what else? What else you got besides...
besides that trash.
I mean, we all like trash, you know what I mean? Like, every once in a while you got to indulge in some trash because your brain swims around and you think about important shit a lot.
Yep.
So you need some trash, you know what I mean? It's a filler, you know. On a pie chart, it would be like that little fucking 5%er, you know what I mean, of just like garbage.
Yeah, it really is.
Coors Original.
I never thought I'd be watching shows like those, like dating shows.
It happens, man. Like, if you put poison in front of a bunch of humans, someone's gonna taste it. You know what I'm saying?
Strawberry. I mean, the last like nerdy-ish thing that I dug into was rewatching Infinity War and Endgame. That was the last thing I did.
How'd you feel about that? How do you feel about those movies?
I was a lot more satisfied rewatching it in private because I saw Infinity War. Yeah, I saw Infinity War at a drive-in. It was not weird like that. It was just like it was just different. I think I wasn't able to hone in. The sun was still coming down when it was playing, and then I saw Endgame with a bunch of bands, and I think we just ate, and I fell asleep.
Right. Well, it's a 3-hour-long movie. You know?
I thought it was just the fact I typically fall asleep for that long movies, but it was just a lot of dialogue. But when I watched it back, I was like, no, I'm interested in what they have to say.
Yeah. It was especially for like this build up, you know, like with expectations in 2019, like I was fucking blown away. You know what I mean? Like, you have a lot of things that last a long time, and when you try to close them out, things don't go very well. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you, Game of Thrones. I'm talking to Dexter. I'm talking to fucking Breaking Bad, even though I loved Breaking Bad's ending. A lot of people didn't. You know what I mean? How I Met Your Mother. Stuff like that. Yeah. It's like you have something that grows and grows and grows, and it's hard to fucking put a cap on it, you know? Like, where does it end? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's that. Marvel maybe had a little bit of advantage, not taking it away from them, but compared to some of those series where they left it open-ended.
True. Like, sometimes, you know, some of those shows, like when they start to fizzle, that's what, you know, they had to call it quits. Yeah. And with Marvel, it's like, shit, they're just getting bigger. The guy, Kevin Feige, the guy that said, hey, let's make a bunch of franchises all in the same world and let's have them connect. And every movie company laughed at him.
Really?
Yes.
And this is that's how comics have been.
Right. Exactly. So, and if you, I remember seeing, if you're a Kevin Smith fan, you a Kevin Smith fan?
I'm familiar, but not a big
Jane Silent Bob and all that stuff. Yeah. If you pay attention to his movies, he started in like the 90s, and all of his movies are the same way. You see one character in another movie, and and a lot of people were like, "Yo, you're doing, what the Marvel movies are doing. You were just doing it first." And his thing is like, "Well, I read Marvel comics, and that's where I got my idea. So they've been doing it,
that's cool.
Already." So, but yeah, it's just funny to me how interconnected it could be. And then once it got big, everyone's like on a fucking mad dash to do the same thing and get that money. So, and it's upsetting how everybody else did it. So, because they just had money signs in their eyes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not doing it justice because there's already pre-existing material.
Yeah,
and a community around it that you have to like.
Yeah, I mean, you have to nurture nerds' love for the source material, unlike not doing it Justice League.
Yeah, and that's an interesting that comes up because that's kind of how I've actually been approaching music too.
Oh, really?
Like I don't know. It's one of those. In a nutshell, is one of those fucking moments where you're sitting high as shit and you have an epiphany.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I just thought about, okay, you have your YouTube and your Twitch communities and every community, like the geek and nerd culture and all that stuff. They're all communities. But I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking out of what I've experienced, but I have not really seen many bands on like our level and in our scene really look at your fan base as not fans. It's a community,
right?
And it's up to you to nurture that, like you said.
Well, yeah, and I feel like that's a lot of problems with like certain scenes. Is like they, when they see the new band coming up, they get all mad, you know, and like they're just like, oh, they're not doing this or they're not doing that, and it's like they're doing the same thing as you. They're just living out their dream. They're just playing music. They're just doing what they want to do. Yeah. So
you got to stay grounded too,
right?
That's why I'm really stoked on this tour. It's like I know personally it's this tour is not a tour that's gonna like be as big as we were like with Whitechapel or Suicide Silence. And I love all those bands.
Right.
This is like a 7-day thing that we were able to do to lead us into another tour, but it was an opportunity to not go out by ourselves, but take a ton of bands that are sick that are coming up. And it was really cool because the opening band, and I'll remember this just as much as I remember my first tour. The singer of Gamma Sector, their singer's 19, first tour.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, that's where I was. I was 19,
really?
My first tour, one of my favorite bands. He has our tattoo on his arm. I'm like,
damn.
Holy shit. Like, that was the same shit for me. Like, my first tour was one of some of my favorite bands. Just like, this is crazy.
That is crazy, dude. I was late bloomer though when it comes to, I didn't even pick up a bass until like I was like 23, I think, or 20, something like that, and then 24 or 25 is whenever I started touring. So I was definitely a late bloomer, but I had the experience of the other day. I did a video with Anthony from Straight From the Path.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, can I get my boy Johnny from Greyhaven to come in? I'm like, oh my God, that's like one of my new favorite bands, right? And so then when I met all of them, they were like, yo, we fuck with IWRESTLEDABEARONCE. And I was like, I'm nervous. You're making me nervous, It's like it's weird to see, my band that's like over and it's been a while, and then I'm like meeting the new band in 2019 and they're like, we fuck with that shit. It was kind of made my heart proud. You know what I'm saying? Miss tour.
Hashtag miss tour.
And another thing, like we were just saying about like it's a community, is like I read a huge article that Kevin Lyman was saying about Warped Tour, and essentially it's the same idea. Like that's why Warped Tour kind of fell apart. Is like it it started crumbling from within because like people on the tour would be like, oh man, like this band's playing it, that band's playing it, and then and Kevin Lyman would be like, yo, they bring people and they're nice. Who cares what they play? What kind of music they play? You know what I mean? Like, so we, as a metal community or as a rock community or anything that's not mainstream, you have to fucking represent. You have to like support. You know what I mean? So, and that's in 2019. It's hard. It's hard for people to fucking do. People can't get over themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Back into anything else.
Yeah, it's interesting how when you go in when you hit certain points of the music industry, it just gets really dark.
Yeah, it really does. Like no, like people to this day, like you know, at the place I work will be like, oh man, I've worked with you for like 2 years and I just realized you're Rickshaw from I Wrestled a Bear Once. Why are you here? And I'm like, when's the last time you bought an I Wrestled a Bear Once album? And they're like, I don't think I ever bought one. And I'm like, that's why I'm here. But yeah, and you know, and it gets harder. Like every year, it's harder no matter what we do as artists, because it's like at one point in time, I'm like, yo, buy the new Iwabo, $5 for 10 songs, and people are like, and then a few years goes by, and it's like, hey, listen to my new song. It's on Spotify. $10 a month for unlimited music. And then now I'm like, dude, subscribe to my channel. What do I got to do? Just go to the website and click it. It's free.
Man, we're circling right back to that Twitch thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Is that the kind of same thing too? Like people can stop in and then they don't even subscribe and like.
I mean, subscribing for Twitch it's a paid thing.
Oh, okay.
On
I didn't know that.
3 different tiers: $4.99, $9.99, and $24.99. So, with that, Twitch has their bare bones perks, which is just, most of it's catered towards what is popular on Twitch. You know, so like, okay, you'll get loot for whatever. Fortnite, or it changes, but it's always the popular stuff for that, for the Twitch based stuff. You also get like emotes, which is like emojis for the channel to spam and chat or do whatever with, and you can use it across Twitch. But the streamer, you also have full freedom to just add to those tiers. So that's where you can make it really cool. So I guess it's hard, if someone's spending, it's different. Yeah. In a sense, but it's hard. I think that whole that transfer, like between like to get anyone to move to another platform and even just check it out. Yeah, it's hard to get someone to do 3 clicks. Right. Yeah, it is, and that's just the world we live in, man. It's like all you gotta like hey, there's this place, they got free beers. You show up, we'll hang out, and then someone will be like, how far away is it? It's like, it's a walk. Walk? Yeah. You know what I mean? There's always an obstacle. Like, I don't know what the fuck you want from me. That's the new way to mark. You got to market around that, all of that. Now. Right. It's crazy. But yeah. I mean, it's a disappointing world out there, but we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. It's intriguing. Through. It's fun to kind of get creative to like, exactly. Okay, how can I market towards, well, I'm just gonna say it, fuck me if you want, these lazy ass people's like how do I market around all the excuses, basically. Right, exactly. It's and I get it, you got a job and you got things to do and you got shit to pay for yourself, but like if you don't pay for your favorite band or your favorite YouTuber or your favorite whatever, like eventually we're all going to go away. And then what's going to happen? Like you're going to be listening to mainstream music and you're going to be watching cable TV, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I definitely, I'm really big into art. Not in the I'm really big into art. You know like artists. Yeah, I love artists. I like cool T-shirts and just all that stuff. And it's like, in band, we were rooted in that. Like band art is a big thing that makes us money. Right. It's like pay them. Yeah. What they deserve. Freebies aren't a thing with good art. Like I'm sorry you have to fucking track down your wallet and pull out your card and type it into something, because that's usually what's stopping people. You know what I mean? Like people will be like, I got the money.
I got the money.
Yeah.
Just pull out your fucking wallet, man.
There's still more people that are, because I mean, there's that whole phrase like, take my money. You know, like take my. There's a lot of people like, if it's good enough, just take it from me.
But I feel like it's aging with our age. You know what I mean? It's the people that have grown up with our, with this era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's lots of the new school kids don't understand that, like, because it's just given to them. It's right there.
Don't they say that like the next generation is like the generation of entitlement?
Yeah. And they think, well, dude, I'm going to watch it on YouTube. It's like,
yeah, everything is free. It's free, but it's never free. It's just you're giving up your other information and things.
Right. We all got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
And, when you're clicking, if you're clicking someone's YouTube or whatever and it's free, just do it. Give a dog a bone.
Yeah.
Before we go, I wanted to say, I've been on tour with Oceano a lot of times, and I never actually asked you, but every once in a while, there would be like a cutout, and it would be empty, and you would say something leading into the next breakdown. Okay?
Yeah.
And so I've seen you do it at a lot of different shows, and you've had a lot of different things to fill that spot, and it's usually heavy as fuck. Do you think about those things before you play, or on the spot? Do you cook those up?
On the spot.
On the spot, everyone.
There's been times where I'm just sitting, like laying in the van. I'm just like, what'd be a cool thing to throw in there, or what would be a subject? It's more like throw a dart at the board. What's the subject?
Right.
And then from there, it's just whatever comes to mind.
What is one of your favorite? Because I could tell you one of mine.
I know where this is going. I think.
Well, there's one that I remember that's fucking awesome, and then there was another one that was a long one that was like, I did not expect that shit, but yeah. What's your fave?
Shoot, that's a lot. That's a lot of them. Though I don't condone it anymore, I think one of my favorite go-to ones that popped up a lot in some way was the kind of like the something along the lines of turn to whatever direction, so turn to the left of you and punch your friend or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
punch your friend in the face.
Right.
Don't condone it. That was I've been touring since I was 19. Okay,
right.
Let's remember that.
I mean, you're young and you want to get people riled up. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm going to bring up one specific one, but before we get to that, I think Avenge Slavery was one of the like the bands on tour with you. Yeah. One of our favorites. It's come up. That's fucking brutal, man.
That has come up even from bands that were not on that tour.
Yeah. Okay, so my personal favorite was one time we were playing in Europe. And we were our green room was the balcony part, right? So all of us are up there like changing, whatever, chilling, and then we could see y'all playing down there if we looked over the edge. So we were just kind of like hanging out, whatever. And then the cutout comes, and then you're like, I want everyone to remember that when you used to sit there in your beds as little boys and little girls and your mommy and daddy told you of a fictional character called Jesus, I want you to know as grown-ups that he never fucking existed. And we were like, oh my God. We were like, the rest of the night, we were just like, oh my God.
I was able to fit that in that whole pod, dude.
Yeah, they waited for you, dude.
What? Oh, okay. That's when we weren't using click track.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I was like, that wouldn't work anymore.
Right. Yeah, that was the most fucking brutal.
I can't believe they wait. I mean, I definitely remember that, but I can't even believe now that they waited that long.
Oh man, you gotta wait. You gotta wait for the singer, bro. They
what a bunch of good guys to be able to do that. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Fuck him. We're going in.
I mean, you can't just fucking run into war without George Washington. You gotta wait for that, dude.
Okay, So that was like the kind of like the. Like, that's the pump everyone up.
Right.
We're going to war, motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is war, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Coach. The coach.
Coach. Yeah. Coach Adam.
I view myself as a coach on stage.
That's tight. I understand.
A mosh coach.
Yeah, I would fucking hire you on the spot, dude. after you said that. You're hired, bro. If you want to, give some shout outs or plug your shit, all your shit, then go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm in a band. The band is called Oceano. We are a heavy metal band. If you're older than I am 33. It is a heavy metal band. If you are my age or younger, you'd probably consider us a deathcore band. Look on Wikipedia if you need definitions. But we are on tour right now. Once again, I'd like to shout out the band's Scumfuck.
Mad shout out.
Hi,
Mom.
Sorry if you were older than I for saying that. By the Thousands, which is one of my favorite bands on the tour personally, and then another band called Gamma Sector, which is really good. They're all good, but
well, it's been a fun talk. Thank you so much for doing this. I did not have your size in my shirts. Okay. So I'm sorry.
I forgot about it. But now I remember, and I'm bummed.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I could have worn it on stream. What the fuck,
dude? I'm gonna order more, and I'm gonna.
All right,
I'll send you one.
Can we do it? We could do a merch trade.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'll send you one. And you send me one.
Now I was gonna ask, but now that you said it, that's what I want. But all right, thank you, Adam, so much. And if we're gonna have some drinks tonight.
Nah.
No?
Yes.
Okay.
That'd be the great.
I thought you were fucking around.
I gotta go home.
All right, guys. If you like the videos, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you've got any comments for us, leave them down there. Comment on what's your favorite Oceano song.
Just don't be toxic.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen anyway.
Well, at this point in my YouTube career, I welcome all of it. You know what I mean? Toxic. Good stuff, bad stuff, whatever. As long as I get the attention, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But once I hit once I have a certain following, no more toxic. So right now it's welcome.
No.
Leave us a comment. Leave us a toxic comment. Tell me that I need to work out because I think the same shit when I watch my videos. All right. See you later, nerds.